Hello there. So let me ask you a question. How many hours have you spent this last few days dialing, chasing people? How many hours do you think you spent? And then on top of that, how much money did you spend in leads this week so far? And while you're thinking about that, I want to share with you guys where I'm going with this. So nowadays, if you're especially over the telephone, you got countless options when it comes to buying leads. You got preset appointments, you got Facebook, YouTube, TV, direct mail, you name it, you can generate leads from all types of sources. But you're buying leads that you have to call back versus paying more money and buying an inbound of someone that's looking for a final expense quote right now in real time. Now, on the surface, that $45, 55 or $65 inbound, the sticker shock, you're saying to yourself, wow, that's expensive. But compared to what is it expensive? And let me share with you guys this. Let's take $100 from your lead budget that you would typically use, $100, and you decide to buy Facebook leads at $10 each. So you buy 10 for that 100. Let me tell you this, 90% of those 10 that you invested $100 worth are not going to pick up the phone today, or they might never pick up the phone. And believe me, I know because I do a lot of follow up, a lot of dialing, and I can show you my call logs that 90% of people don't pick up the telephone. I'm not saying that follow up is not worth anything, but you need to understand that 90% are not going to pick up. So that 10% is what you're shooting for. In your case, you purchased 10 Facebook leads at $10 each, and 90% of these people did not pick up. The call went to voicemail, but you only spoke to one person. How much did it cost you truly to connect with somebody? Well, right off the top, $100 because you had to buy 10 and only one of them you were able to connect. Plus, on top of that 100, you need to add the amount of hours that you spent dialing, chasing, and that number is going to go from 100 to a little more when you factor in all of those extra costs. Now, that is a lot more expensive than if you were to buy an inbound. For example, with our agents, we bill them a $45 inbound of customers that are searching online right now for a final expense quote that me and you both can give them a quote on in real time. So the client sees the ad, they take action and call our number right then and there. And within seconds, you're on the phone talking to the client, giving them their options. And once you cross 2 minutes, that's $45. So who is spending more money? The agent that's buying the cheap leads and he has to call, or the agent that's buying the expensive leads and he's receiving calls and he's guaranteed a conversation? With our inbounds, you get 2 minutes from the time you say hello. And if in those 2 minutes the call goes sideways or the client's really not interested, you can hang up the phone and there's no charge. But the point is, you're connecting directly with somebody that wants to talk to you. And then from there, once you have them on the phone, you got to know how to sell and how to close. And if you don't have that down, then it's going to be crash and burn, because what good is it to be able to talk to somebody if you don't know how to close the deal over the telephone on the first time you get them on the phone call? But right off the top, it's a lot more expensive nowadays to buy a lead, regardless of the source. I don't care if it's TV, YouTube, preset appointments. In fact, preset appointments, because we've done a lot of those in the past, you're lucky if 30% show up. It's going to be a little bit more, people that show up, but a good percentage are not going to make their appointment. And now you're back to what? Chasing people. And believe me, I'm not discouraging the follow up. I do a whole lot of it. And I tell my agents that it's just as important as taking a new phone call to make that next follow up call. But again, look at your time that you're spending dialing. Factor in how much money you spend. If you were to pay yourself by the hour, how much money would you have paid yourself for the amount of hours that you spent dialing, chasing? And then think about how many hours of the week you actually spent talking to people, pitching them your product. What you're going to find is that $45, when you look at everything, it's not too expensive when you have it something to compare, like what I just shared with you. That $45 inbound mitigates that extra cost that you don't have to pay, and you're only talking to people that want to talk to you. Look, I myself get on the phones and sell insurance, so I know exactly what it is to be an agent. And I have a lot of other agents that are new, that are having success, and they're loving our leads. In fact, if you go to my channel and go to my shorts, you'll see a lot of the testimonials from agents talking about the lead quality. People see the ad and they call in because they need insurance. So, with that said, if you'd love to see our system behind the scenes, if as long as you're licensed, I would be more than happy to share with you in real time a glimpse of what our system sounds like, our lead quality sounds like. And if we can do it, you can do it. Peace.